And a pleasant good evening to you and to yours, and welcome to the Brevard Sports Network. Alan Slaughterzinski back with you here on BSN, and we're with you a little earlier today where the Satellite Scorpions fell. Yeah, to those Key West Conkers down there from the southernmost tip of Florida, 3-0. Congratulations to the Scorpions on a great season, and Coach TJ Gowdy for getting his team to this point. Nice job, Coach. Tonight, we have the Viera Hawks looking to dethrone the defending state champion Dwyer Panthers. They got the win over them last night, and will look to do the same again today on the mound tonight. Looking to take care of business for the Viera Hawks is going to be the senior, Caden Jensen, 4-2 this year with a 2.23 ERA. This will be his 11th appearance. 50 and a third innings pitched, 25 hits, 16 earned runs, 26 walks, 59 strikeouts. Opponents are batting just 1 .240 against him. Let's take you around the Viera outfield. Aiden Cameron in left, Dominic Lee in center, Carter Lee in right. Over at third base was going to be Caden Doherty, Brody Vogel at short, Trey Slavic at second, and Brennan Confreda at first base tonight. As we told you, Caden Jensen on the bump. And behind the plate tonight, his battery mate and his brother, Brady Jensen. Leading off is going to be Rocco Blanco. Dwyer held to just 3 hits last night in the 3-2 loss. Blanco comes in this year, or I should say comes in this game, batting .266 this year. He's got 17 hits, 6 RBIs, a double, and 3 triples. And Jensen, and the first pitch offering is right back through the middle. And how about that? Rocco Blanco, first pitch he sees goes through the middle. And that is a base hit as Colton Stevens steps in. Stevens, a .353 hitter. He's got 18 hits, 5 RBIs, and 2 doubles and a triple this year. Yeah, put that one down, Jimmy Hollis. Stevens looks at strike one from Jensen. Jensen with a throw over. I want to say hello to Jenny, Wayne, and Dan tonight out in Illinois, watching Carter Lee, who's out in right field tonight. And there's a ground ball. Slavic turns over to Vogel for one, back to first. Safe, says the first base umpire. The umpires in the stands don't like it, but we can't see it from here. But I tell you what, we saw enough double plays today to hold us for a month. And there's a near double play. Blanco on the 4-6. Nice play by Slavic. And I'll tell you what, Vogel turned it about as well as he could, as Stevens will reach on a fielder's choice. Dom Pecoraro steps in. Pecoraro, .264 this year for the junior, 15 hits, and they nearly pick him off over there. We're good? Caleb says it was a good call as he looks at the replay. They say sliding into first base doesn't pay. It did on that occasion. Did he get him that time? Got him! And Jensen picks off Stevens. And there's 2 outs. Nice job. And now there are 2 outs with Pecoraro at the plate. Yeah. Upstairs, ball 1. Lively crowd here tonight. Yes, indeed. Strike 1, 1-1. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Viera Hawk RBI Club. Cannot thank them enough. The 1-1. I think they're taking a shot at that outside corner. That was the talk of the stadium last night, but it's a different home plate umpire. The 2-1, oh my. Now we can't have that tonight, although it's a Viera pitcher throwing it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That's deuces wild in our book. The 2-2 pitch on the way is strike 3 looking. Pecoraro caught window shopping. The first inning is over. We're going to the bottom of the inning. Dwyer, nothing. Viera coming to bat. All right, welcome back here to Brevard Sports Network. Alan Slaughterzinski with you tonight. Caleb Brown producing, and it's good to have Caleb. He was not feeling well today. Caleb had a touch of food poisoning this morning, and then, thank goodness, was better by the afternoon. As on the bump is Hope Flowers tonight for, let me just double check that to make sure that's the same as Max Preps, because you just never know. Yep, it is. Flowers on the mound tonight for Dwyer. And for Holt, he is 2-3 this season with a 4.20 ERA, 36 and 2/3 innings pitched, 41 hits, 29 runs, 22 of them earned, 8 walks, 25 strikeouts. He's allowed 2 home runs, and opponents this season are batting .270 against him as Brody Vogel steps in. Vogel tearing the cover off the ball this year. Outstanding sophomore. Having a season, .367 for Vogel. First pitch offering to him is upstairs. Ball 1. Out in left field is Rocco Blanco. In center, Dom Pecoraro. Over in right, Owen Hewitt. Your third baseman tonight is Shane Rosenberg, 2-0. Shortstop is Colton Stevens. Your second baseman is Tyler Thrush. Over at first base, Lorenzo Neal. Behind the dish tonight is Max Abrams. And the 2-0 to Vogel is 2-1. So we do have the wide corner strike zone tonight again. 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss, and we're even up at 2-2. 2-2. And that one is slapped in the center field, but there to take it down is Pecoraro, and that is 1 out. This is one of the most impressive freshmen I've seen in quite some time come along, and that is Carter Lee. Lee steps in, left-handed, out in right field tonight. Came on last night. He's just an outstanding baseball player and an intelligent baseball player. As he looks at strike 1. Lee batting .571 in 7 at-bats this year. The 0-1 is popped up, and Pecoraro is calling, and he'll give way to the right fielder for out number 2, and that is Owen Hewitt. So 2 up, 2 down for Viera as Brady Jensen steps in. Good opportunity to help his brother here. Jensen, .395 this year. Curveball does not curve and stays up. .395 this year, 32 hits. That's second on the team. 24 RBIs. That leads the Hawks. 3 doubles and 2 home runs. And he'll look at strike 1. Rocco Blanco out in left. He's got the wind blowing at his back. The wind is blowing in and then across tonight. Crazy swirling wind in here tonight. The 1-2 to Jensen. And Jensen to Pecoraro, and Dom makes 2 catches in the outfield this inning. 3 up, 3 down. We're going to the top of the second, no score. All right, welcome back. Max Abrams, Owen Hewitt, and Lorenzo Farrell do up this inning. Everything okay? Oh, who are you talking to? Oh, okay. Scared me. I thought you were checking a bad message, the look on your face. I'm like, oh my goodness, everything all right? Here we go. Aiden Cameron, Dominic Lee, Carter, Dominic Leone, and Carter Lee out in the outfield. It's Caden Doherty, Brody Vogel, Trey Slavic, and Brendan Confreda in the infield. Brady Jensen behind the plate. Caden Jensen on the mound, and coming to the batter's box is the catcher, Max Abrams. Impressive player. Jensen's first pitch offering to him is ball one. Abrams, a 294 hitter. 1-0. 1-1. You just know it when you see it. That's 1-1. Fouled back and out of play. Near capacity crowd on hand tonight. Few scattered singles remained for this one. The 1-2 is 2-2. It came out a little aggressive and swinging the bat, so we'll see. 2 balls, and that's a Purdy pitch there that slurs, but it's 3-2 now. Just misses the outside corner. So Jensen, we'll see if he just comes back with a fastball and blows him away. No, he issues a 6-pitch walk, and for the second consecutive inning, the Panthers have the leadoff batter aboard, and Owen Hewitt will step in. Hewitt this season, 263. He's got 15 hits and 6 RBIs with a double and a triple. As coming into pinch run will be number 8, Logan Reed. Outside, Caden's throwing back over across his body. You can clearly see it. So he's just got to shorten up a little bit. There you go. 1-1. The throw over is late, obviously. 1-1. Nearly hit him. 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. Brady Jensen heads out to have a word with his older brother. Polk State College is where Caden Jensen is heading. 30 signees tomorrow for Viera, and Brevard Sports Network will be there to bring it to you. 2-1. Here's the pitch. Outside, 2-2. Or 3-1. I'm sorry, 3-1. Three balls and 1 strike is ball 4. So Jensen has opened the inning with back-to-back walks, and that'll bring up Lorenzo Farrell. And we saw what walks can do the other night against O'Galley and Jesuit. Lorenzo Farrell steps in. Farrell, a 200 hitter and 7 RBIs. Jensen's just got to throw him some fastballs, and there is one of them right there for strike 1. 1-0-1. That ball is lofted into left field and coming on to make a great running catch. They got him at second, too. No. Slavic dropped the ball, but they would have had a double play. Nice play out there by Aiden Cameron to come on, because I got news for you. If that ball gets by him, oh, my goodness. It doesn't, though. That's the good news. That's one out, and everybody gets back, including Max Abrams, who's glad of that. Actually, that's not Abrams. That's his pinch runner who gets back. As Shane Rosenberg steps in. And there's a bunt. Jensen, no play but first, and he makes it. So the 1-3 on the sack bunt sends Abrams to third and Hewitt to second, and that'll bring up Cole Griffin. Griffin, a 163 hitter this year, 7 hits and 5 RBIs. So he's got 5 RBIs in the 7 hits he does have. So a productive 7 hits, I'd say. And already down on himself as Jensen finds the outside corner for strike 1, 0-1. And he blows that one right by him, and it's 0-2, and Jensen is a strike away from getting out of the inning in which he let it off by throwing 2 walks to Abrams and Hewitt. The 0-2. You know that hole in that fence, man. I ain't taking any chances. And he fouls that off. And nice job there by Griffin to stay alive and keep it 0-2. What happened with that one?
It's stuck in the roof. There's little shelves.
Uh-huh.
It's popped up on one of those shelves.
And it's there forever.
It's like stuck up in little shelves up there.
Outside, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, runners at second and third. 1 hit in the game. It belongs to Dwyer. It led off the game, Rocco Blanco. Jensen's 1-2 is hit into right field. That's a base hit. And around third and on his way to try to score and will score is Owen Hewitt. And a 2-strike pitch taken the other way by Cole Griffin produces RBI 6 and 7. And Dwyer takes an early 2-0 lead. Good piece of hitting by Cole Griffin. Just went the other way with the pitch. And of course, with 2 outs, the runners are off on contact and scored easily. Tyler Thrush steps in. We okay? 1-0. Jensen has labored a little bit down the stretch. The 1-0. And again, reaches out and slaps it foul. One and one. Over to first, back in time. Jensen with 1 pickoff already tonight. He's got a pretty good lead there. He's got 1 foot on, kind of like beyond the, I don't know what that little semicircle is called, but I guess a semicircle. Two, 3-1. And 2 walks already in the inning have come in to score. 3-1. And that is the 3rd walk of the inning issued by Caden Jensen. And that'll put runners at first and second. And Rocco Blanco back up Blanco, a left-hander, singled his first time up. And here comes the pitching coach out to have a chit-chat with Caden Jensen. Now will probably be a good time to do something like think about your favorite baseball movie. I hear you, Coach. Yes, Coach. Yes, I know. I think he's watching him pitch tonight. I think he's overthrowing a little bit. I think he's trying to hit that corner because it's there, and I think he's trying to overthrow a little bit too much as the home plate umpire comes out. And a lot of times, a guy like Caden Jensen, who's got great stuff, you just got to trust your stuff and throw it. There we go. Everybody back to their positions, the dugout and behind the plate. NFL draft is tonight, Caleb. This will happen 10 times tonight. Blanco, first pitch. Ooh, Blanco. Oh, I don't know. And I think Matt Gifford's going to come out and have a word about this because he turned and got hit on a bunt attempt. And no, I guess not. No? Nope. So Blanco is an HBP. And now you got the bases loaded with 2 outs and Colton Stevens up. So here we go. Not an ideal situation if you're a Hawks fan. 2 runs in the inning. 7 batters have come to the plate. Stevens, fielder's choice his last time up, nearly doubled off. But he hit the ball hard, nearly got it past Slavic outside. And Caden just can't hit the strike zone right now. And I feel bad for him. Just got to settle down a little bit. The 2-0 is fouled back, and it's 2-1. Need 2 more like that, 2 more pitches like that, and he is out of the inning because nobody's hitting that. 2-2. So here we go. We are all deuces wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases juiced. The turn card pitch on its way to Colton Stevens, way outside, and we're filled up at 3-2. The count is full. The bases are full. Everybody's full. Gotta be a strike. If you're Colton Stevens, you know it. Here it is. And he hits this one in the right field, and that is going to get down and possibly clear the bases. And it will clear the bases. A bases clearing triple for Colton Stevens. And Dwyer has stunned the crowd here at USSSA Stadium as they put up a 5 spot with 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Nice piece of hitting by Stevens, who went the other way with it. And that'll bring up Dom Pecoraro. Strike 1. The 9th batter of the inning is Pecoraro, who struck out looking his first time up. Curveballs inside, 1-1. That ball is lifted into shallow right field. Lee gives chase, and he'll haul it in for the third and final out, but not before the Dwyer Panthers score 5 runs on just 2 hits. They leave 1. We go to the bottom of the second, 5-0 Dwyer. Yeah. All right, welcome back. Zach Alarashi will lead things off for Viera. It'll be Alarashi, Leone, and Aiden Cameron coming up. And the Hawks in a 5-0 hole here as Hope Flowers has been staked to a big lead early. See how he handles it, and he handles it with a strike one to Alarashi. The right-hander kicks and fires, and that's a beaut, and it's 0-2. Alarashi gets a piece to stay alive. I swear it looks like Dominic Leone's wearing one of those holsters on his leg, doesn't it? Like he's going to shoot the baseball. And Alarashi shoots one in the right field for a base hit. And that'll bring up the aforementioned Dominic Leone. That was a hard hit ball by Zach. I would love to know what the velocity on that, the velo, the exit velo was. Very fast is what my gun says. Strike one to Dom. Leone this season, a 307 hitter. 3 triples, 7 doubles, 12 RBIs, 27 hits for the senior. Committed to Eastern Florida State. Upstairs. Is that where he's going? I'm sorry. I may have given him Dominic Leone. Look up Leone. I tell you what, we got so many signings, but this one I should know. And I don't. And Leone gets into one, but Rocco Blanco, for the 3rd time in this game, is under it. This is the 1st time, I'm sorry. Center fielder, Pecoraro, has 2 of them. Aiden Cameron steps in. Cameron this year, a 333 hitter, 21 hits, 10 RBIs. Aiden's family watching, I believe, up in Clarksville, Maryland. Corey and Dave. We'll say hello again tonight. Huh? Seminole State. Right, Dom's going to Seminole State. My apologies to the Leone family and Dom. Dom is going to Seminole State. It was Shane Patrick That's going to Eastern Florida, right? 1 ball and 1 strike. Strike. Alarashi with a lead at first. The pitch and off the plate bunt, and that ball just dies in the grass. And Aiden Cameron bunts for a single, and down to second base goes Zach Alarashi, and the Viera Hawks have a little something going on here in the bottom half of the inning to try to counter the 5 Dwyer put up in the top half, and now. Yeah, Caden Doherty stepping in. 5 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Dwyer. 0-2-0 thus far for Viera. The first pitch to Caden is down the middle for a strike. Hey, come here, look at this. Show him the bottom of that screen. That looks good. That looks good, don't it? On the screen over there.
Man, I heard they got the best tacos in town, brother.
Yeah, right. Hey, hold on for a second. Tell us a little something about. I'm here with Tracy Rayu. I'm going to sucker him in every time. 2 strikes here. Wait till this next pitch here, and then you're going to tell me about Jimmy Houlis. The 0-2 on its way is a ground ball hit hard to the second baseman, over to first, over to second, and he sails that one, and that will lead to the first Viera run of the night. They had him doubled up. He just sailed the ball into the front row, and it's 5-1. All right, tell me about Jimmy Houlis.
Oh, man, where do I start? Well, here this Saturday night, actually, there's a Viera High School wrestler named Kepa, and he's a Samoan fire and knife dancer, and he's doing 2 free shows at Jimmy Houlis Saturday night at 6:30 and 7:30. Bring the kids out.
All right,
Great food, casual food, indoor and outdoor dining. You know, it's a good view of the river right there. It's located right on US 1 at the corner of Pineda. But, yeah, Saturday night is a couple free shows. Some Samoan fire dancing, twirling.
I would have to sit in the back row because I would somehow catch on fire from something like that. 0-2 now to Brendan Confreda at the plate. 5-1. We did. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So, Tracy, thank you for all you do, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Yep. Tracy Rayum of 321 Sportscast. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. They nearly turned it. Until, you look, you know what's funny about that? And listen, Colton Stevens is a good shortstop. He made a couple good plays last night. But you could tell, you could literally see his eyes were big as $half from here because he knew he had, he just rushed the throw. Upstairs, 2-2. So now Deuce is wild on the other end of this equation. And Confreda looks at ball 3. So Caden Doherty reaches on an E6. Confreda fouls one off as Doherty takes off. Trey Slavic would be next. That young man just ran by me at about 4.4 speed. And he is still going. The 3-2. Oof. Brennan with a walk. So now runners at first and second with Trey Slavic up. .227 hitter this year. Slavic, 9 RBIs and 17 hits. So he's another guy that makes the most of his base hits. Driven in 9 runs with his 17 hits this year. Holt Flowers kicks and fires upstairs. Ball 1. I would imagine you know, game 2, should Dwyer win this game, then game 3 would be Saturday night in Palm Beach at 7 o'clock. And that is a chest high strike, 1-1. 5-1, bottom of the second inning. Swing and a miss on a foul tip. Back into the catcher's mitt, 1-2. Big pitch here. Big at bat here as Brody Vogel stands on deck, top of the lineup. And that ball is driven into center field, but back goes Dom Pecoraro as he watches it all the way into the glove for the third and final out. But the Hawks pick up a run on a hit, and they get an error that leads to a run. We're going to the top of the third. Dwyer 5 and Viera 1. Top of the third inning coming up. Want to welcome in real estate expert Chrissy Lindback. Yeah, I was going to say the information on the bottom of the screen, but Chrissy does a terrific job. She does a great job both, not just from the selling and buying aspect of it, but she knows the money side of it really, really well. So Chrissy Lindback is why she is called the real estate expert. 321-531-3615. And we are underway here in the top of inning number 3. And the good news is Jensen starts it off with a strike. And now it's 1-1. 9 batters to the plate at the top of the second inning. 5 runs came in. Strike 2. Strike 2. This is Max Abrams, who led off the second and is leading off the third. He's got a 1-2 on the way. Low, 2-2. And that one is fouled back to the screen. If that ball gets fouled back to that screen, watch it because there's holes in this screen, and that ball comes through here. And I'm telling you, man, it's crazy.
It already happened.
Yeah, it's happened a couple times this year. That's why nobody's sitting down here. That ball is drilled back. And nice track, nice haul by Aiden Cameron. He got all of that one. And Aiden Cameron hauls it in. That is not an easy play to make. Not with one set of the winds blowing from left to right, the other blowing completely out. Cameron sticks with it and pulls it in for out number 1. Owen Hewitt steps up. Hewitt walked and scored one of the 5 runs in the top of the second, and he swings and misses at strike 1. Ooh. High and tight. 1-1. And there's a hard ground ball down to third base. And Doherty with a strong throw across the diamond gets him. Nice play by Confreda. And the 5-3 is 2 outs. Lorenzo Farrell steps in. Farrell flied out to Cameron his last time up. First pitch from Jensen to Farrell is strike one, fouled back to the screen. Outside, 1-1. Man, me and Eli over here dodging right. Caleb sitting there like, nah, I'm good. 1-2. Pitch just misses on the outside corner. We're all deuces wild again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1-2 at the plate. Lorenzo Farrell looking at 2-2. Jensen kicks and fires. Now it's full at 3-2. He does not have the same consistency tonight on that outside corner that home plate umpire had last night. And Jensen blows him away for the first 3 up and 3 down inning of the night. He had one in the first, but it was an unconventional one. We head to the bottom of the third, 5-1 Dwyer. All right, welcome back here to USSSA Stadium. 5-1 Dwyer on top. Brody Vogel leads things off here in the bottom of the third inning. A 5-run second. The difference in this one. Vogel flied out to the center fielder his first time up. The 1-0 is 2-0 and back to the screen. Do they have the, he's just put an earpiece in. Do they have the, yes, they do. The coach has it. The coach is calling the signal. That ball is hit in the left field, and that is going to get down and get past a diving Blanco. Vogel's going to take a triple out of this one, and Brody Vogel slides, and he's safe. And Brody Vogel leads off the third with a gap triple that was all or nothing for Rocco Blanco. And luckily for Vogel, it was nothing because he's standing at third. So what you see is, and we'll get Caleb to show you here in just a second, but the pitcher, the catcher are hooked up to the audio device. Okay, and the coach over here has got it in his hand. He's saying, hold on, let's show the batter here. And there's a line drive, and that's hitting it on the button right at somebody for sure by Carter Lee. But okay, real quick. So not that coach. The coach sitting down right here. He's got it in his left hand, I believe. Yeah, he's got it in his left hand, and he's actually making the calls, I think. There you go, right there. There it is. You just saw him put it to his mouth. So that's the first time I've seen it in high school. And Jensen with a line drive and a nice job by Pecoraro to dive and make the catch. But Vogel tags up for the second Viera run. It's 2 outs, but it's 5-2. I've never seen it used in high school. Yeah, I do too. I have no issue with it. Zach Alarasi steps in. Bounced in for a ball. There you go. He does it again. Every pitch. That is the ultimate definition of the coach calling the game. You don't have to look over. I don't know why the catcher keeps looking over. I'm not even sure why you have to. The 2-0 is 3-0. Three balls and no strikes to Zach Alarasi. Dom Leone on deck. That is the proverbial 3-0 strike. 3-1. And a hard ground ball down the right field line, but foul. And whoever was warming up in the Viera bullpen is on his way back in. The 3-2 is a ground ball to Tyler Thrush. Thrush up and over to first for the third and final out. But the Hawks add another on a Brody Vogel leadoff triple and a Brady Jensen sac fly RBI. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Viera. 5 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for Dwyer. Back with the top of the fourth here on BSN. Top of the fourth inning, here we go. Caden Jensen back out for work. He'll face the third baseman, Shane Rosenberg. First pitch offering is strike one. Bounces in the dirt. 1-1. That's kind of been like, watching him pitch. A great pitch down the middle, one in the third. It's kind of been the way the end of the season's been for him. Good and bad, 50-50 split. Jensen has had a heck of a season. Just like we said, struggled a bit coming down the stretch. And it's 2-1. And you saw in the second inning why, and that's a base hit that's going to get into the hole. And Shane Rosenberg, a 7-hitter, leads off the fourth with a nice piece of hitting there, and that'll bring up Cole Griffin, and Griffin singled his last time up. Griffin was down 2 strikes in the count and managed to single to keep the inning alive. Oh, and Jensen hit him square on the back. And now it's first and second with nobody out here. And Tyler Thrush up, who also walked his last time up. And if Viera's got anybody ready now, you don't want to go to Dwyer, but if anybody's ready to go, at the very least, maybe it's not Caden's night, and he's got some more pitches available. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and here comes Matt Gifford, and I can't tell if he's going to do it for him or not. We'll see if the ball is taken. Coach Gifford waited a while to come out. Didn't ask for it quick. We'll ask for it now, and that's the night for Caden Jensen. This, Chrissy Knows call to the bullpen here on Brevard Sports Network. This is a Chrissy Knows call to the bullpen here on Brevard Sports Network. We'll be right back to tell you who the new pitcher is. You're looking at Caden Doherty on the bump now for the Viera Hawks. Doherty is making his 8th appearance this season. He's 1-1 with a 1.58 ERA. Doherty this season, 17 2/3 innings pitched, has allowed 15 hits, 8 runs, 4 of them earned. Walked 6, has struck out 16. He's allowed a double and a triple. He has faced 82 batters this season, and those batters against him are batting .200. And stepping in here is Tyler Thrush. Runners at first and second, and nobody out here. I would expect a bunt from the number 9 hitter. There it is, and he pulls it back, and the chest-high strike continues to get called by the home plate umpire. 0-1. Thrush probably be looking to bunt again here. Nope. Swinging away. And now no bunt. I just don't understand that one right there. I think you got to try with your 9-hole hitter up. I think you got to try to bunt twice. Go down the first base side with it. Pitcher's a right-hander now, so he's got to turn all the way around to go get it. That doesn't mean they won't still. The 0-2, and Doherty took a little off of that one, but Thrush was not fooled. And the count stays at no balls and 2 strikes. 5-2, Dwyer on top. Here in the top of the 4th, Doherty threw a great pitch, and Tyler Thrush got the bat head on it to stay alive. Nice at bat by Tyler. We'll go Doherty Thrush one more time here. The pitch outside, 1-2. Oh, nice piece of hitting. They won't get 2, but that's a nice piece of hitting by Tyler Thrush. As they'll get the runner at second and Cole Griffin. Down to third goes Rosenberg, and Rocco Blanco steps in. I'm pretty sure it's Blanco. He calls it. I think they're making fun of him. Making fun of. Oh, it is Bianco. My bad. That's on me, guys. Rocco Bianco. Sorry, Rocco. My apologies to the Bianco family. 1-1 to Bianco. I was looking at the lineup card. Looked like the coach had an L in there. Over and back in time is Tyler Thrush. Colt Stevens is on deck. Top of the 4th. 5 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Dwyer. 2-3-0 for Viera. We'll give you King Jensen's line, and that is fouled back to the screen. Here in a minute. Oh, that goes down there to the dugout. Well, I don't know. Yeah. I'll keep it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch. Hard ground ball. Slavic flips to Vogel for 1 over to first. 4-6-3 on the turn. And the Hawks get out of trouble. Every pitcher's best friend. Great job by Slavic. And that'll end the inning on the 4-6-3 double play. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 5-2. All right, welcome back here to USSSA Stadium. And it'll be Dominic Leone, Aiden Cameron, and Caden Doherty for Viera to face Hope Flowers. Ball one. And that ball is popped up and out of play. Strike two. Jordan Yamamoto, the head coach. Strike three. And Leone is caught window shopping as he's looking at the first strikeout of the night by Dwyer pitching. Aiden Cameron steps in. Swing and a miss, strike one. Caden Jensen tonight. The line score on Jensen: 3 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs, all 5 of them earned. Walked 3, struck out 2, and there's a base hit by Cameron up the middle. Jensen threw 64 pitches, 34 of them were strikes, faced 17 batters tonight. So that's the line score on Jensen tonight. Cameron gets a base hit, and Caden Doherty steps up. He reached on an error by the shortstop his last time up. And that ball is lifted down the right field line. Will he catch the line? No. So far, Flowers has gone 3 1/3. He's allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned. He has walked 1 and struck out 1. This is pitch 55 coming up, and he has thrown 38 strikes. He has faced 15 batters thus far. This is number 16 here in Doherty. Upstairs, ball 1, 1-1. Oh, nice pitch on the outside corner. And Flowers has Doherty in a 1-2 hole. With 1 out, Brennan Confreda on deck. And he got him. So no strikeouts at all before the bottom of the 4th. And so far, 2 of the last 3 batters have gone down. 1 looking, 1 swinging. Confreda steps in. He walked his last time up. And Confreda turns on 1. That is way out of the stadium to the right. That's over there in the apartment complex. Or, no, I'm sorry, condominium complex. Those are not apartments. Down to second base, the throw. Oh, wow. I tell you what, despite, I thought he was safe. He got under that tag. But I tell you what, if that throw is close, he is out. You tell me, Caleb. As Caleb checks our instant replay. Oh, wow, dude. You challenge that in major leagues, you might get that overturned. You might have smacked him on the arm before he got it down. That was a great throw by the catcher. 1-1. And Confreda swings and misses, and now it's 1-2. And Flowers is a strike away from striking out 3 of the 4 batters he's faced this inning. He gets the sign from the pitching coach because that's where it comes from. And Confreda stays alive, fouling it back to the screen. But in the end, Cameron's at second. A base hit could score him. Flowers takes a peek back. The pitch. Outside corner, strike 3. And that will end the inning as Flowers strikes out Leone, Doherty, and Confreda. And Cameron is stranded at second. We go to the top of the 5th. 5-2 Dwyer. All right, it'll be Colton Stevens, Dom Pecoraro, and Max Abrams. And he starts him off with the ball in the outside corner, 1-0. Aiden Cameron, Dominic Leone, and Carter Lee in the outfield. That ball is drilled to Leone. Leone on it and hauls it. 1 out. Dom Pecorino, it's over at third now. Jay Fowler has been put in at third base for Doherty. So Jay Fowler at third, Brody Vogel at short, Slavic at second, and Confreda at first. Brady Jensen behind the plate. Outside for a ball. 1-0. And that's a strike. Strike 2. One, two is just low. 2-2. Max Abrams is on deck. And that's a ground ball scooped up by Vogel over to Confreda. 2 outs. Nice job by Brody to stay down on that. And this will bring up Abrams, who flied out to Cameron his last time up and walked and scored back in the second. Strike 1. Doherty has thrown 17 pitches, 12 of them for strikes so far. Make it 18-13. One ball and one strike. And that ball is drilled into center field. Back goes Leone. And at the last minute hops up and grabs it for the third and final out. So 2 long line drives to Leone. The other a ground out to Brody Vogel. Makes it 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 5-2 Dwyer. All right, here we go to the bottom of the 5th. Dwyer trying to force a third and decisive game. Viera trying to be the Cardiac Hawks again. It'll be Slavic, Vogel, and Carter Lee due up. Congratulations to the Satellite Scorpions on an outstanding season. They fell today to Key West 3-0, and they lose their best of 3 series. Yeah, I got it. Pitch. O'Galley uses it. And that ball is lifted down the line, foul. No score, top of the 6th. 0-0 between O'Galley and Balin Jesuit. So no score between. The Commodores have held Balin Jesuit to 1 hit. They only got 3. Pitch, and that is 1-2. Oh, yeah. The 1-2 is driven into center field, and there, as he has been all night, is Dom Pecoraro for out number 1. Good piece of hitting, though. Slavic got the barrel of the bat on that one as Brody Vogel steps in. Vogel tripled and scored his last time up. Alex Jacobs is up with Carson Leitz at first in the O'Galley game. Top of the 6th. At Balin Jesuit. who's pitching for O'Galley tonight, because my goodness gracious. It's Jacobs, O'Keefe, and or no, that's total bases. Pitch. Let's see here. Chase McBrearty tonight. A 70-pitch one-hitter thus far for O'Galley. A gem and a single by Alex Jacobs, and the O'Galley Commodores now have runners at first and second with Aiden McMahon coming up here. Brody Vogel is at 1-2. The pitch, and that just misses 2-2. So giving you a little split screen play-by-play here, if you don't mind. The pitch, and he slaps this one to the first baseman, who watches it into his glove, and nice play there by Lorenzo Farrell. So that's ground out to 3, and Carter Lee will step in. Lee has hit the ball hard, but right at people tonight. Left-handed hitter, left-handed pitcher came in last night, and, man, just threw 2 beautiful innings last night. And that ball is fouled off. You know, I think the other thing, too, is the confidence that Skip has in him and Coach Matt Gifford has in him as a freshman. Is, you know, you carry that with you to be put in big situations like that. The 1-1, and he swings and misses. Foul tip, 1-2. So Hope Flowers looking for his 4th strikeout in the last 2 innings after having none, and he's going to get it as Flowers is caught window shopping, and that will end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the top of the 6th, 5-2 Dwyer. All right, welcome back here as we go to the top of inning number 6, and it'll be Owen Hewitt, Lorenzo Farrell, and Shane Rosenberg just sitting here talking about the best of 3 format, and that's a little base hit there. Nice job of leading off the inning by Hewitt with a base hit. Just talking about this best of 3, and I like the best of 3. I don't like the format. I don't like that the higher seeded team has to play the 3rd game on the road. If, and I'm saying if, the lower seeded team in the series has to have a game, then give them game 1 and then play game 2 and 3 at home. Or why do they have to have a game at all? Right? I mean, in baseball, in the best of three, in the wild card round, the lower seeded team doesn't get a home game. And that's a good bunt back to Doherty, and he'll flip to Confreda for out number one. So let the same be true here. Absolutely. You wanna host the regional quarterfinal series, then you know what? Go win your district tournament and be a higher seed. But I don't like the fact that a lot of times the higher seeded team has to go on the road to play. Now satellite today. I don't know any other way to say this other than the fact they were the higher seeded team, had game 3 at home, and it didn't work out. Okay, great. Good for Key West, right? Going on the road and getting the win. That happens. But Hero Galley is right now, who should have won the other night. They know that. But they're down at Bale and Jesuit. Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. Fouled off. 0-2 to Rosenberg. I am running out of steam fast here, my friend. Ground ball foul into the Viera dugout. It stays 0-2. And that one is fouled off. So this is all 0-2 from Rosenberg, who singled his last time up. The 0-2 on its way, and that is fouled off. Man, I tell you, Rosenberg doing his best Andy Gibb impression as he stays alive. 0-2 still. The 0-2 on the way is outside and high, 1-2. Down at Bale and Jesuit, they got a runner on and one out in the bottom of the 6th. Brevard lost to Astronaut, MCC, and Rockledge in 2 straight. Just can't get him. And you can visibly see Doherty not happy with not being able to take care of business with Rosenberg. Well, take care of business might be the wrong word, but get him out with that 3rd strike. Takes a breath here, steps off. The 1-2 will be on its way. Tough play, and into row number 2 of the stands. The capacity crowd over there dodging and fighting for the ball. Attendance tonight's probably somewhere close to about 8,800, I'd say. 1-2 to Rosenberg. The pitch. And he finally puts the ball in play. And Vogel throws him out, but the runner advances to 3rd. And that'll bring up Cole Griffin, who was drilled in the back his last time up. He'll have a Rawlings logo on his shoulder tomorrow because he was drilled pretty good. So the runner at third base is Owen Hewitt. The runner at the plate is Cole Griffin. And Caden Doherty is on the mound here in the top of the sixth. The pitch in the dirt. Great stop by Brady Jensen, or it's 6-2. And 2 outs. And Balin's got a runner at third with 2 outs here. Pitch, corner strike, 1-1. Chase McBrearty battling down there in Miami tonight. The 1-1 here is strike 2. Oh, just misses. So we go to a deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And a ground out will end the inning in Miami. What will happen here? And there's a slow roller that gets through. Got to hurry. Vogel throws it away, and that'll be an error, and a run will score, and it's 6-2, Dwyer. So that'll be an E6. He had a shot at him, but just threw it away, and all the way down to second base goes Cole Griffin, and Tyler Thrush will step in. O'Galley gets out of it, though, as they go to, I believe it is the 7th down there in Miami. Yes, indeed, the top of the 7th. And for Balin Jesuit and O'Galley, no score. O'Galley, no runs, 4 hits. The Commodores have committed 4 errors tonight. Balin Jesuit, no runs, 1 hit, and no errors. And that ball is popped up, and, oh, goodness gracious. Hit that poor guy right in the lap. And the little kid goes over and says, "Mister, can I have that ball?" And he says, "Sure." He, too, will have a Rawlings patch on his leg tomorrow. I'm sure they asked if he was okay. Nothing in 1, the Thrush. Outside corner, nothing in 2. Doherty trying to get out of this. Top of the 6th, 6-2. Each team has now committed an error. And there's a hard ground ball. Vogel in the hole. Long throw across. This one a beaut. And that will end the inning. So 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 6-2 Dwyer. So the Jacksonville Jaguars making some news, huh? Jaguars make a trade up with the Cleveland Browns, and go up and get the multi-purpose Travis Hunter, the Heisman Trophy winner, right? Hmm. That's interesting.
Cleveland got the fifth round pick, the a second round pick,
A fifth round pick.
fifth overall,
Fifth overall.
fifth overall pick, a second round pick, a fourth round pick, and a 2026 first round.
So they got their first round pick next year.
Yes.
So they got their fifth and their first next. They got their fifth overall this year. Their first next year. A what was the other two?
A second this year and a fourth this year.
So they got their. Wow, boy, that's a big price to pay right there for Travis Hunter. Huge price to give your number one pick up next year, and your number two pick this year. But that's their guy. That's their guy. And this ball, first pitch swinging is Jensen, and into right field, and one pitch and one out in the bottom of the sixth as Owen Hewitt hauls it in. That's interesting. Giants take Abdul Carter. No doubt about that. I knew they were going to take Shador Sanders. Zach Alarashi squares the bunt. And fouls it off. Strike one. O'Galley has scored a run. No, they haven't. No, they haven't. That's just my glasses. Looked like they did. They did not score a run. They got Xavier Larice on, though, with nobody out, and Brock Lustig at the plate. The 1-1 here to Alarashi is definitely a strike. 1-2. Dominic Leone on deck. Larice a threat to steal down there in Miami. Here, Alarashi going to fight off two strikes. He does just that right there, and the count will stay at a ball and two strikes. The 1-2 upstairs, 2-2. Hawks need base runners, that's for sure. And this one is hammered in the left field, but Rocco Bianco. Well, no, it was Bianco. Rocco Bianco will take it, and that's out number two. And Dominic Leone steps in. So Viera, middle of the order tonight. And Leone, this is a tough play here, especially with the speedy Leone. Won't get him. Infield hit for Dom. So a two-out single. And Aiden Cameron steps up. The left-handed stick. And this one is lifted, and back goes Bianco, and he hauls it in for the third and final out of the inning. So Dom is stranded at first. We are going to the top of the seventh. 6-2. Dwyer. All right, it'll be Rocco Bianco, Colton Stevens, and Dom Pecoraro as they look to add insurance here. As Dwyer leads it 6-2, 6 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error for the Panthers. 2 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error for the Hawks. Doherty's first pitch to Bianco is a hard ground ball, fair, backhanded by Confreda, and he beats Bianco to the bag for the first out of the top of the 7th. That'll bring up Colton Stevens. Stevens tonight flied out, doubled, and a fielder's choice. He is officially 1 for 2. The first pitch from Doherty is way upstairs, ball 1. And there's a hard ground ball. Fowler lets it go, and he is safe as Jay Fowler with the air. So Colton Stevens reaches on an E5. Fowler pulls Confreda way off the bag, and that'll bring up Dom Pecoraro. That's a good pick. Strike 1 to Pecoraro, who struck out looking, flied out, and grounded out. He is 0 for 3 tonight. As Dwyer looks to push this thing back to Palm Beach. Saturday night, 7 o'clock. Fouled into the seats. Now I got to get one of them. The 0-2 on its way from Doherty to Pecoraro. Bounces, nice stop by Gents, who pump fakes a throw down to Confreda. Upstairs, 2-2, and Pecораro's fought back to even the count. Chopper up the middle. Vogel steps on second, and another error. They do get the lead runner, but the throw pulls him off the bag, and that's the second error of the inning. And Pecoraro will reach on an E6. And down in Miami, Balin Jesuit, I believe it's Balin Jesuit. Nope, that's the Commodores, have runners at first and second with Nick Cunningham up, but 2 outs in the inning. And there's a base hit in the left field. And that'll put runners at first and second now with 2 outs. It is. It is, it is. So the Commodores do not score. And now Balin Jesuit, if they do score, can walk it off. Ball one to Owen Hewitt. And Hewitt will look at a picture-perfect strike. Fouled off, 1-2 now. So Doherty with an opportunity here to get the Hawks to the bottom of the seventh. 3 outs remain for Viera. We've seen the Hawks come back before. Can they do it again? The Cardiac Hawks. And there's a slow chopper. Fowler cuts it off coming across, and he got him. And that'll end the inning. Hawks commit a couple of errors, and no damage done, though, as we go to the bottom of the seventh. Viera down to their final 3 outs, 6-2 Dwyer. All right, welcome back here as Viera's down to their final 3 outs. And try to bring them back to start it off is Kyle Doherty, and he'll look at strike 2 as Holt Flowers is on to finish it. Started it, he's going to finish it. And that is foul down the line, but foul. Shot down the line, but foul. It's been a long day, folks. Shot down the line, but foul. So an impressive performance tonight for Holt Flowers. And that is a ball. Flowers, the only pitcher of the night for, and there's a ground ball up the middle and booted, and error by the shortstop, Colton Stevens, and Caden Doherty leads it off with an E6, and Brennan Confreda will step in. What? And Doherty gets a pinch runner tonight, but Flowers tonight through 6, 5 hits, 2 runs. One of them earned a walk, 4 strikeouts. That is pitch number 91. 65 of them have been strikes for Flowers tonight. can freight a bunt. Tough play. Got to hurry. Nice throw. And no, yeah, I don't think you got to worry. Yeah, you just let that run score. I don't even think you worry about it. And they don't. That's another error committed, the second in the inning. And coming all the way around to score was the pinch runner, Bradley Mishock. So he reached on an error and scores on an error. It's 6-3. There is an out as Trey Slavic steps in. And a gathering of the infield minds for Dwyer. And they're just telling each other, look, we still got a 3-run lead here. We got one out. Yes, I know anything is possible. Settle down. Watch the ball into the glove. And let's go home. As Slavic steps in. Slavic lifts one into right field. Owen Hewitt is on, and he makes the catch for out number 2. And Viera's down to their final out, and it's up to Brody Vogel. Vogel with a triple earlier in this game. Last time up, grounded out to the first baseman. So 2 outs here. But don't forget, Dwyer scored all 5 of their runs with 2 outs. Back in the second, pitch to Vogel is a strike. And this has been 6 2/3 of a gem for Flowers tonight, the senior. Kicks, fires, and that one is lifted into center field on his horse, but with a track, and there it is. Dom Pecoraro hauls it in for the 3rd and final out. And the Dwyer Panthers have earned a split at USSSA Stadium. And the number 7 seeded Panthers will now get an opportunity to face the 2nd seeded Hawks at home on Saturday night. Your player of the game tonight, Hope Flowers, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 of them earned, a walk, 4 strikeouts. He threw 95 pitches tonight, and 69 of them were strike. Faced 28 batters in the effort, and that'll wrap it up. 6 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for Dwyer, 3 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors for Viera. For Caleb Brown, I'm Alan Slaughter-Zinski. This has been a presentation of Brevard Sports Network. Once again, your final score, the victorious Dwyer Panthers 6